A village chief is dead. Tanwa's father slaps him at a party, and Victor wants to take Trin away from Tanwa. Hey y'all, it's Kiara, and let's talk about Shine, the series, episode 5. I think the biggest shock in this episode was that slap and the secondhand embarrassment from Victor that physically hurt my body. Like, what the hell was that boy doing? It's so beyond me, but entertaining no less. This episode begins with the sweet world of Trin and Tanwa. These two, much like the Colonel and Naran, are starting us off with their cute little happy bubble, and all is well after the skinny dip from episode 4. Tanwa then leaves Trin behind with the kids he's on a trip with and gets a warning from Victor to keep his distance from Tanwa, who's an unserious drunk in Victor's eyes. Mind you, this is the second person to tell him this, and it was a foreshadowing, I feel, for the future of their relationship in this episode. Trin doesn't heed that warning though, and we're back in the meeting room from the last episode, once again discussing the plant the government wants to build in Thailand's villages. The conversation is mainly him convincing them that for the people to agree and avoid the protests from episode 1, the people need to be involved in these decisions to form trust between the involved parties, and naturally he succeeds, and we're on to the main chunk of this episode. This being the fancy party sending off the first Thai beauty to participate in Miss Universe. Guys, all our main characters were once again put in one room, and you know where everyone is, trouble follows. Stressed isn't enough to explain how I felt. The Colonel and Naran couldn't stop giving each other loving gazes, and Trin and Tanwa were flirting while Tanwa was entertaining the guests from the stage. At some point, Naran and the Colonel end up in the bathroom together, with the Colonel whispering dirty little words to his lover, and they're caught by Veera. I think he should take this as a sign to go after the Colonel's wife. Like I said in my previous video, he cheats. The Colonel is cheating. I believe his wife should do the same. It's only fair in my eyes. And I think Vera is catching on to the Colonel's disappearances and why he's disappearing, and starting to, if he hasn't already, connect the dots concerning his affair. So you think this is the drama of this episode, but enter Papa Tanwa and all goes to crap. Papa Tanwa complains that his son's music is too loud while he's busy talking to all of those, rich, fancy people. And then all of a sudden, the two are having a fight where they are turning the volume of the music high and low until Tanwa's father, like, plugs out Tanwa's guitar. That causes Tanwa to square up with his father, and it ends in Tanwa getting slapped by his dad so many times. Oh my goodness. And obviously, Trin can't mind his own damn business and tries to stop them, but then Tanwa kind of runs away and pushes Trin away too concerning this whole thing. And I think that is where Victor saw his opening, but we'll come back to that. Meanwhile, the Colonel's wife is tired, and Vera offers to take her home. Once they are home, she encourages him to learn to enjoy himself at these kinds of functions, but he says he can't because he can't dance, and that's when she decides she'll give him like little dance lessons. There is tension in this scene between them, and I'm all for it. But it ends with Vera giving her a flower, and you can see this woman is stressed because she's shaken a bit. I think her sort of picking up on the way that Vera treats her, I think she notices it, and it's making her shake a bit. But she's a super loyal woman though. Like, she is staying strong, and I really respect her for that. If only her husband could do the same. Remember when I said that Victor saw his opening? Well, Victor, oh, Victor, why were you doing the things you were doing in this episode? This boy decides he's going to get Trin. He makes him breakfast. He is working out so his body is Tay for the man that he wants, and then shows off his amazing pool skills. He was doing so much. Oh my goodness, even the scene where he is pouring, like, is it salt or pepper or whatever spice that was? It was so ridiculous. And I think Trin was very, like, entertained by the whole thing. It was funny, and honestly this part was also really hard to watch because all of it felt so ridiculous to me, and his attitude towards it too really gave me so much secondhand embarrassment. He had enough confidence, I feel, doing all that he was doing to give to 8 billion people, and it kind of hurt to watch, truly. And this triangle is so sad for Victor because he's not going to get the guy in the end. He is so happy, but that really won't last long, you know? And while Victor's trying to seduce Trin, Tanwa's going crazy at Trin not contacting him after their fight and him pushing Trin away. Like, he is anxious, he's snappy with everyone, and he can't sit still, and then he breaks, right? He decides he wants to sneak into Trin's house, and he's caught by the colonel with a gun, like threatening to shoot him, you know. The colonel, though, tells him that Trin is elsewhere, and he goes to elsewhere and finds him visiting his family. We find out that they call him Ted because he had a small dingaling when he was a child, but thank goodness it grew with him. There's that scene too where Tanwa gets scared by a gecko making like weird noises, and then we find out that the gecko's name is, and I'm gonna try to say it like Trin Valerie, not Valerie, Valerie. Please put some respect on her name, you know. Let's be respectful. It's Valerie, not Valerie. So Trin then soothes Tanwa to sleep, telling him, "Don't be scared, it's okay." And then we move on to the next morning and their conversation about the state of their relationship. Trin obviously wants a label, but Tanwa doesn't want to burden Trin with his baggage. And that whole conversation brought me back to the warnings that Trin got from his friend and from Victor. I don't know. They are both on two different levels mentally with this relationship, and until Tanwa is mentally well, because that's the biggest reason that he doesn't want them to be together, I cannot see smooth sailing in the ship anytime soon. Now, a village chief is dead, and I'm convinced that the colonel's boss is behind it. He told the colonel to let it go when the colonel reported it, and Naran is being told the same thing by his boss, who shuts down his piece on the death. The scene that follows, oh my goodness, of course, this happens. When they see each other alone, it's always like sex. Like that's what I see in every single episode ever since episode 2. It's just sex for these two. Like the colonel in the scene starts by playing the piano like naked when Naren finds him in their library, and immediately starts taking off his clothes, and next thing you know, it's moans and groans from there. Then the colonel notices something is wrong with Naren when they're done, and they have a conversation about the deceased chief. Naren firmly believes he needs to be the light for those who have none, but the colonel is so high up and risk isn't something that he can afford. So him wanting to push the story, Naran wants to do it, but the colonel doesn't want him to do it. He calls Naran a small thing or something similar to that, and that rubbed me the wrong way. it kind of pissed me off, to be honest. Like, Naran is trying to be a good person, and you, Colonel, are trying to squash him like a bug. Not very mindful, not very demure. But that's it, y'all. I didn't feel particularly good ending this episode. It was very much with a heavy heart, but we're going to talk more about the next episode. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful rest of the day or night, and until next time.